All right. Good morning, everyone. We're joined by head women's soccer coach Nikki Izzo-Brown this morning. We'll go ahead and open it up straight to questions, and our first one will come from Angelica.
Well, Coach, what did you think of the way that your team played yesterday? Really a defensive game there early, but Delari able to find that goal. Just how do you think you played in Lawrence?
Yeah, it's never easy to play in Lawrence or play on the road, and as much as Kansas's record hasn't reflected how good they are, we knew it was going to be a tough battle. They have, their six in the attack is just as good as anybody in the Big 12. So I was happy with the shutout, and then of course Delari being home in front of her home crowd and her parents and friends and family. It was just poetic for her.
Devin, you can go next.
Hey, Coach, just looking back at the schedule, I mean, you guys have the longest win streak in the Big 12. I'm looking back at the Houston game, your last loss. Is there anything that was said after that game or anything you witnessed, explicitly on the field that changed after that loss, and what's gone into this winning streak more generally?
Yeah, I think it was more of what we talked about that following Tuesday. I think it was about what we needed to do, differently and with our mindset. So, Houston, there's a lot of tough elements playing, in the heat and all those things, but everybody plays in the heat. So we just had to really kind of regroup and figure out what we wanted to do going into, I think it was that OU game.
Yeah, and I'll follow up too with Taylor. I know Delari was the star of the show yesterday, but Taylor, now looking back, most of the regular season completed. Is she above where you expected? Is she at where you expected? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I mean, my goal for the team, my goal for individual play is making sure they're playing to their fullest potential. And I would tell you that that's every coach's focus and maybe frustration or what we have to do in a hard day. So for Taylor to be where she is right now, playing to her fullest potential is absolutely what we strive for as a staff every day, and for her to meet that expectation has been incredible.
Angelica, you can go ahead.
So during this 4-game win streak for you too, Coach, 4 shutouts, scored 7 goals during that span. But defensively, have you seen a little bit in a shift in the way that they're playing, or whenever you look at those shutouts, what stands out defensively?
Everybody's doing their job. We would make, unfortunately, the little things would cost us. Something would pop up and it was frustrating. And I know the players, if it wasn't from Keza to Kenzie, to Maddie, obviously, to whomever, it was just those little things. So I've been really impressed with how we've, cleaned up some mental errors and been able to execute defensively, how to disrupt, our opposition and what they're trying to do in the attack.
I've got a follow-up for you. So leading up to this point, you've really been on that Thursday, Sunday grind. Now you've got about a week off. You don't play again until next Monday. What do you have to do anything different during that span? Is this maybe one of those, some time off could come at the right time, or just how do you handle going so consistently in between games and then having time?
Yeah, I'm a routine kind of person. I've always been that way. I think we got to keep our foot on the pedal, but we can do a little bit of recovery along the way, but just kind of keep that rhythm going and not lose that intensity or those intense opportunities to perform at a high level throughout this week. But I think there's going to be a good balance of, recovery and a little bit of like, okay, let's kind of regroup, because we know Monday it's going to be a tough Cincinnati. I know they're playing for a lot on Monday, and so are we.
Kevin, go ahead.
That was pretty much what I was going to ask, but I'll follow up with how healthy are you guys off that same question? What's your team status looking like going into this last leg of the season?
you said healthy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, we're banged up. There's no doubt about it. And like Angelica said, it's a good time for, some people to kind of get healthy and get back to 100%. So we'll look at especially those players and our high maintenance players to make sure that we can get them and take advantage of this opportunity.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Take care.